The Dale City Eagles Coaches Show with Cody Sparks, head coach Mike Dunn, and special guests. Brought to you by Gregory Sporting Goods, Nightfall Haunted Territory, and Redline Jiu-Jitsu. Coach Mike Dunn appears courtesy of Middale and their sponsors, First National Bank, Oklahoma Sports and Orthopedics, Rose State College, Hudeberg, Select PT, Professional Recyclers, Raising Cane's, Safari Dental, Buffalo Wild Wings, Black Bear Diner, First Point Insurance, Papa John's, Triple Elite, Marco's Pizza, and Whataburger. Here's your host, Cody Sparks.
All right. Hey, welcome to Dell City Eagle Vision. Here I am trying to look classy and turn the ringtone off on my phone so it didn't blow up with one of the people wanting to give me a new line of credit. I don't have any credit cards, but they like to call me and tell me my account is in good status right now,
I know those people will.
Between that and you've won a free security system. Sure, I did. I'll let you into my house. Sure, why not? We are here for the what we would say is the final football coaches show of the season. We'll see if we can keep some coaches show going with Mike Dunn, talk about the other sports coming up. But, Coach, a big season here for you in your inaugural season. Yep. That's a big word on Scrabble. So you triple word score that, and you'll be the winner. You started the season off with the longest first quarter, I think, in football history, it seemed like.
Yep.
And we may have finished it with what seemed to be a shortened fourth quarter almost, and a bit of a heartbreaker there. But, kind of give us your thoughts maybe on, where it started out in the summer and where we've come till now.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it and you look back on the season. We started out and kids showed a lot of fight. We didn't win games there early on, and, we started out 1-3, but to go 5-1 in those last six, and then go into the playoffs rolling with a little bit of steam, and going out and again showing a lot of fight in that first round playoff game. Really proud of what we accomplished in this first year. I remember getting here and people asking me, "You really think you guys can make the playoffs?" And to go out and take third place in our district and get a good first round matchup, and we did a lot of things right and did a lot of good things. Kids got better every single week. That's what kind of stinks about the whole deal is, we felt like we had it right where we wanted it the last couple weeks there, and it just didn't work out for us. But we had a lot of fun this first season, getting to know the kids and getting to know what makes them tick, and kind of the same way with them with us. And the future is very bright here in Dell City, and that's a good thing. Anytime you can go in and have some of that initial success in your first year, it kind of catapults what you can do in the future. And so, I think with the guys we got coming back, and with finally getting to have a good off season, because it's been a few years since there's been really an off season with the coaching changes and whatnot. So, getting these kids getting to have 6 months of actual work before they go into the summer, I think is going to really pay dividends in the end. So we're excited about what we got going on, excited about the kids coming back, and really proud of what we accomplished in this first year.
And you talked about getting better, especially we saw Quinlan Ganther from a sophomore at that comes in, and the progression he made through the season, making different reads and being able to get the ball out of your hand quick enough, and even getting away, slipping a few tackles, making some runs. So not bad for a sophomore.
Yeah, not bad at all. And I don't know that anybody had a better in the state the last 5 or 6 games is kind of what he put together. As far as not turning the ball over, and that was a big emphasis that we made after that Western Heights game. I remember sitting in film on Saturday and just saying, no more. We're not turning the ball over anymore. No more penalties. No more pre-snap penalties and things like that. And we really, really cut back on that. And our turnovers went way down. And we gave ourselves opportunities to win football games just by keeping the ball, playing good defense, hitting big plays, and moving the ball. Another big pleasant surprise was Tyus Messner. Once we had a couple running backs go down, and Tyus was more of a defensive player early on, and then because of injury, we throw him over at running back, and he
takes off, just keeps running,
out.
and running and running.
big games for us.
Get him a big drum and some flip flops. The guy is an Energizer bunny, man. He just keeps going.
Yeah.
And Tyus, now he'll be back next year, right?
Yep.
As well. Ganther's back.
Yep. Tyus back. Quinlan back. Jeff Foreman. You talk about offensive weapons. that's 3 weapons right there that you got coming back. You can kind of build around, and then you got guys that were great role players for us. Colin Leisinger, another sophomore, going to be a junior next year.
And he made some big catches, touchdowns.
Yeah, especially in these last few weeks. He stepped up and did a lot of big things for us on both sides of the ball. He even played some defense for us and did a really good job stepping in and filling in for some of those older guys that were hurt or banged up, and did a really good job. Greg Wittenberg was another one that made some plays down the road on offense. Kobe Higgins, a couple more that are those guys are coming back as well. So, we're excited about what we can build around. Got a couple offensive linemen, Tyler Morrow and Kobe Shaver, which were, 2 of our more consistent offensive linemen, as far as always at practice, always working, always doing what they need to do to get better, and guys that are coachable, that would ask questions and would try to get better at something daily, it seemed like. So, you gotta be proud of guys like that are coming back and you can build around.
Yeah. You look forward to progressing each week and getting better, and we saw that. Fun note about Colin. His name was probably pronounced 7 different ways by the PA announcer.
I've announced it a million different ways during our JV season when he would play. His dad would always be yelling up, and Chad would say, "It's Leisinger," and I'd say it all kinds of Leisinger.
Well, so did the guy at the playoff game. The PA announcer was on it.
That's tough. Yeah,
he had a lot of different remixes on that one.
Sure.
So we talked a lot about offensively coming back, and then some of those other guys you do have on the defensive side of the ball. We know Anthony Goodlow going to be headed to Tulsa.
Yep.
But what about some of the other people that play up front defensively?
Well, you got Mike Pope, who that's obviously a guy that's going to be hard to replace, just with his explosive ability and playing in the backfield all the time. That's one of the guys that we'll have to really get creative on trying to replace next year, and he'll have a great opportunity and chance to play at the next level. He's got schools coming after him left and right now, and they really haven't even started the recruiting process very much on with the junior colleges. Mike's the kind of kid we talked the other day, and he wants a chance to go play Division I football. And right now he's a little undersized. He just needs an opportunity. And so junior college might be a way for him. We talked about it. Might be a way for him to show what he can do on that level and maybe get an opportunity to go Division I. So, he's got his he's wide open on the next level and what he can do there. You got Taylor Messner and Victor Price, defensive lineman. Victor also played on the offensive line, and those 2 guys, both of them, I think, are wanting to play some college ball, and they'll both have opportunities to go do that. And then you got.
You kind of feel like Victor's not done growing yet either.
No. And Victor, he's one of those guys that he's gonna. You think about a college program, most of the time they're getting 3 hots and a cot is what we call it, but they're getting 22 meals a week and unlimited of what they can eat, and they get into a big time strength and conditioning program at that next level. They're going to get bigger. So, I think the colleges that do a good job of projecting and not saying this is what they look like now, the ones that look at their body and see the frame and say this is what they could look like if they come to our program. Yeah. So Victor's that kind of guy. Leandre Turner, another senior that was a defensive guy for us this year, outside linebacker. He's going to have opportunities to go play.
And just for his punting ability, you'd like to have him on the sideline.
Yeah. Another specialist that's the thing we tell guys all the time. Like Anthony, he's a deep snapper. Obviously, he's got his opportunities to go play. He's already got a Division I scholarship wrapped up. But we always say if you can go show them that you can do something special that other people can't do, it only makes you better. And so when you got a guy like Leandre that's on all special teams, it helps. So, those are going to be guys that are all hard to replace. It's going to take a good off season, and we're going to have some young guys that are going to have to step up and replace those guys for next year. So, we'll miss those guys, and they're all, like I said, they all have chances to go play at the next level. We tell our guys all the time, if you go give us everything you got, we'll find somewhere for you guys to play. If that's something you want to do, if you want to go play at the next level, we'll find you something to do. It might not be a place that's going to give you $1 million scholarship, but if you really want to play, we can find something for you to do.
Yeah, hey, if you get to go out and compete at the past high school, you're at certainly in a different percentile there. So certainly something to recognize. Now we start talking about missing out on some of the seniors headed out. You mentioned Leandre, Anthony, also Imani Knight's going to be graduating now. Does Imani play basketball or wrestle or anything?
No, Imani's. I think his next big season is student council leadership. He's a big part. He plays a big role in our school with that side of things. And you know, I can't remember exactly what he is, but he is one of the nominated, selected places in student council. But Imani, he'll be a tough one to replace too. He was almost kind of like what a special teams captain would be. He was on all of our special teams, and he was a guy. Can't say enough good things about him because he always stuck with it. He was always at practice, and even though he didn't start on the defense, he played. And anytime we put him in, he was there to do. He knew what to do. He knew our blitzes. He wasn't the type that would sit back and feel sorry for himself because he wasn't on that starting lineup. He just kept getting better, and he kept working. He accepted his role. So that's one of the guys we really are proud of.
Good deal. Now, Xavier Turner, you mentioned he's a Stuco guy as well, right?
Yep. That's another thing. His big deal in this next phase is going to be student council leadership. I know last year when I got here and I got to watch a little bit of basketball, he's the one that's always getting the crowd going. You know, he's the leader up there for the Eagles Nest at the basketball games. And he just went to the state student council clinic that they do every year, OASC, and he was named the difference maker of the entire conference. So the state difference maker.
Is there do you get is there a trophy for that?
I don't know.
Does he get to pose for anything?
I don't know what he gets from it besides recognition. But, you know, something really cool about Del City is one of our kids. He's a track kid, cross country, and Breland Stewart. He was actually named the state president. So Del City's got the president in the state student council. You know, and that's the first time in a long time, maybe ever. I can't remember what that stat was, but he's the first black president, and then and since they've been doing this, something very to be proud of, and it's from Del City High School. So you know, we're really proud of that guy and our student council as a whole.
Nice. The little known fact here: I was once upon a student council officer, treasurer, even. Yeah. Brad, were you on student council?
Yes.
Man, we must have not come from very good schools. Oh, what kind of election process? I think the Russians meddled in yours, Brad. All right, O'Shea Boykins, another senior. O'Shea got a little dinged up this year, but was able to get back out there.
Yep. That's what you really want to get that. Well, he was one of the guys we really wanted to get the job done there in the first round to give him a little bit more time because he did have his season cut a little bit short because of an injury and he didn't get to play as many games as he wanted to. But and you wish you get it done for guys like that so they can continue to show what they can do and get to play a little bit more of an extended season. But, O'Shea was a guy that he's going to have chances to go play at the next level. He's going to be a guy we're really going to look to see have a good next semester and make sure he sticks with it and does the right things and put himself in a position to go play at the next level. So really proud of all the things that he accomplished this year, despite the injury. So,
And how much is that for, guys who are wanting to go on, whether it be, football and different things like that, is staying in shape if they're not in basketball or wrestling or any other sport?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. I talked to those seniors yesterday, and that's kind of what I was like, you guys, if you really want the opportunity, you need to be doing something. You need to stay active. You need to stay in the weight room. You need to stay out there in conditioning. You need to do all those things because some of you guys' recruiting season's not going to start until February. If you're not a Division I football player, most of the time that recruiting season starts after the Division I signing date, the first week of February. So, we tell those guys, be ready for your opportunity. Don't go get out of shape. Don't miss a bunch of class. Don't keep sticking with it and put yourself in position to get recruited. Because if those schools don't start coming in until February, but they come in and see you've missed since football season, you've missed a million days and you're tardy and your grades have slipped and all that, you're not going to put yourself in position to get recruited. So we try to stay on those guys and make sure they're doing the right things to put themselves in a good position.
Yeah, I got that. Certainly, you getting sitting around. I know, just not playing softball for a few weeks, and it was like, wow, man, we have put on the weight.
Sure.
Some other people, we mentioned Taylor Messner earlier, and Taylor be headed on to bigger and better things. Tristan Hennessy, what about Tristan?
Tristan, defensive lineman for us, and another guy, all he wanted to do was kick when we first got here, but he ended up starting both sides of the ball for us at times, and really proud of all the things he accomplished. Another student council leadership member that does big things for our school.
Mentioned we talked about Victor and of course I remember you telling the story about Victor's shoes when they showed up and the skis in which they
big
and that's what I said. I think he might still have another 3-4 inches to put on before he's done. Eduardo Bueno, best name on the team right there.
Yeah, good name, right? Bueno was he's a great kid. He's a worker. He doesn't talk a lot. You know, he's one of those guys that does it all by actions. But he gave us everything he had. He's got a plan for the future. He's gonna be a nurse. He's already in nursing. He's already in school at the Votech to do that, and he's going to put himself in a position to go on and do really good things. So really proud of Bueno.
Great. Noah Thompson, also a senior, mention him.
Noah Thompson, another guy. I think he wants to be a surgeon is the last thing that we talked about a little bit when we were talking about some goals on senior night. And Noah, he's another one. You know, a lot of people don't know about Noah because he's not very big. You know, he's not as big as some of those other guys on the offensive line, but Noah was another one that in practice he gave us everything he had and always was there to help out. So really proud of everything that he did for us.
Well, maybe him and Eduardo can get a good practice together.
There you go.
You got Cedric Brosey.
Cedric Brosey, another guy that played special teams for us, and Big Ced wants to play college football. And like I told him yesterday, I'll do everything in my power to make that happen for you. You know, and he's the kind of guy you don't mind. You can sell to a program because you can say he was always ready to go. He filled in when we needed him to. He was always ready on special teams. You never had to look for him, and he was always at practice. So he's the kind of guy you want to see have a chance to go do that at the next level if that's what he wants to do. So,
and I know we mentioned a little bit about Michael Pope and his be how hard he will be to replace.
Yes.
But you've got a whole slew more of folks ready to step up for next year.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, especially offensively, I mean, with Ganther, Tyus, and the Super Beast Jeff Foreman coming back, I think things are at least bright in Dell City.
You give yourself a chance when you can kind of build around that and have an opportunity to score some points. You know, you get to a spring football and actually have a chance to teach some offense, and it's not. You know, we spent the first 4 or 5 weeks just trying to figure out what we could do and do well, you know, and I think when you have a spring, you figure all that stuff out well in advance. So that's going to be good to build around. Defensively, we've got 5 or 6 guys coming back with Jamari and Javon right there in the middle. You can kind of build around those guys, and Kyron Williams, another big body down there. Those are 3 guys in your front that you can build around. And then in the back end, they're all pretty much coming back with Miles Wooten being a sophomore this year, Kobe Higgins, corner, Jeff Foreman. You got Greg Wittenberg coming back. Colin played a bunch in the back end. Then we got some young guys that I think will step up. You know, we had a good freshman season, went 7-2, and
that's great.
With our JV, I think we were 6-3. So, you know, guys that were experienced some winning football, and we've got some guys that are coming up that are going to be good football players for us. So we're excited about the future here.
Great. Now, when's basketball get going?
Basketball, we're going. We're scrimmaging right now. I watched our girls. We scrimmaged Mustang yesterday, and that's a big 6A program, and we held our own and did pretty well there. Boys have been scrimmaging. We've scrimmaged some big time teams: Millwood, Santa Fe, Norman North. We've played against some of the best, and again held our own without our football players over there yet. So those guys, they went over yesterday, and that's going to add some depth and some leadership with a couple seniors going. So basketball, we're looking forward to 2 really good seasons from both boys and girls. It's going to be fun.
So do you, and then of course you got wrestling as well.
Wrestling, we had an open tournament this last weekend, I believe, in Yukon, and I know we had some guys go out and wrestled hard and got on the stand there. Manny Rogers is a guy that we're really excited about. He was he made it to state last year as a freshman, and so we're looking forward to watching Manny get better this year and hopefully getting back to that state tournament. Hopefully we'll have a few guys. We sent, I think, 10 to 12 guys over from football to wrestling, so you know, we're the kind of guys that we want our kids competing year-round, especially in something that makes them tough, like wrestling, like basketball, and especially with great coaches like Coach Hatchett and Coach Ruth. We know they're going to go somewhere and hear the same message we're giving. They're not going to be able to shortcut. They're not going to be able to to get by with anything but their best effort. So that's
Gotcha.
That's all we ask for, and I know those coaches stick with that as well. So it's going to be fun to watch these sports in the winter and go on into the spring.
I think so, and we're going to try to get Coach Hatchett to sing at some point. I think we should do a band. It could be Coach Hatchett and the Full Press.
There you go.
And we could just stand in the back and do this while he
the shuffle.
Yeah.
I can do it.
You don't want me to actually sing.
We'll dance.
Well, speaking of singing, and our overtime question of the day.
Yes.
If given the chance, if put on the spot, what's your one go-to song you would karaoke, Coach Dunn? Ooh.
That's a tough one.
It is tough.
That is tough. You always ask tough ones.
It's these hard-hitting questions. That's why they bring me in.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's tough.
Well, I'm going straight up Montel Jordan. This is how
That's
we
how
do
we
it.
do it.
Yeah.
We actually were singing that in the hallway the other day. I don't even remember why, but someone was listening to that on the way on Friday before the game. I don't even know where that came from. I don't know. I'd probably go Talking Heads.
There you go.
I don't know. Maybe Burning Down the House.
That'll work. Yeah, good.
Burn it down. I don't know.
I think people get into that. You want the group singing there. They can get in the chorus. That's what you need.
There's always the Four Non-Blondes. What was that song that was always in
higher the
what was that song called? Yeah.
I can hear Linda Perry.
That one.
Yeah. I hear Linda
What's
Perry
going
singing.
on? That's what it is. What's going on? Yeah, that's the one.
You're going to need a snappy hat with some buckles and some goggles on it.
That's the one.
Oh. Well, Mike, we'll see if we can keep the ball rolling and keep talking about more Dale City sports here coming up. But
I look forward to it.
Congratulations on your first season.
I appreciate it.
A winning one and a bit of a heartbreaker, but hey, there's plenty to build on. And certainly nothing to be disappointed about.
Sure.
And seeing how far your team came over one season. So we appreciate your time and sharing us. Always appreciate Brad, who sits behind the camera and does all our technicalities. So to Dr. Reed, our many thank you for keeping the operation going. And again, Coach Dunn, we appreciate you very much. I'll give you that.
Yes,
and I myself, Cody Sparks, thank you for tuning in. We'll look forward to seeing you coming up, talking about basketball, wrestling, and all the other good stuff here from Dale City. Until next time, this is Dale City Eagle Vision's Coaches Show.
The Dale City Coaches Show is a DC Eagle Vision production. Get all the latest coaches shows and game broadcasts by subscribing to our YouTube page. Follow us on Twitter at DC Eagle Vision and like us on Facebook at Dale City Eagle Vision.